Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked where I climb the online VGC 20 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. We're just jumping back into the brand new season, and I am still using that Venusaur team that we featured yesterday. Once again, huge thanks to the creator for introducing the team, and if you want to try it out, there's a Reddit post in the description below with a rental code as well as a showdown export. I know a lot of you guys were asking about the spread, so thank you to the creator of the team once again for showing it to me. It's a lot of fun, and probably play one more episode with it today. Maybe one more tomorrow, depending on today goes. And I'm almost done with my brand new team as well, so I'm excited to feature that. But let's get started with today's episode. As always, if you guys enjoyed, please share support by leaving a like. I'd really appreciate it. Pikachu. We've got more Pico down there. They've got a Pikachu, so that's fun. They've got Eldegoss, Dracovish, Conkeldurr, Duraludon. I mean, this kind of feels like just set up Tailwind and maybe sweep through with Whimsicott kind of game. But I guess I actually have to worry about Pikachu a fair amount, which is kind of funny to say. This also is not a bad game for Venusaur, actually, now the more I look at it on paper. We do have Protect on this Whimsicott, so we don't have to worry that much about like a Fake Out plus, you know, double up immediately into us. So I like leading Whimsicott, even if Pikachu comes out. I mean, Incineroar is honestly kind of a safe lead. It's kind of passive, though. But I'm thinking Togekiss can just sweep through my opponent's entire team. So I'm thinking Whimsicott, Incineroar for kind of a passive duel, and then Venusaur Togekiss in the back, because normal Venusaur can put in a lot of work here, especially with Earth Power. And, yeah, I mean, my Lodic doesn't do much damage here. It can disrupt with Icy Wind, but I don't like having my Lodic up against a Togekiss. So, yeah, we're going to jump into this game. And, guys, thank you so much, because so many people watched yesterday's episode, and it was really cool that, like, a brand new format change, even if it's just some new Pokemon, you know, draws in so much interest. So, really appreciate you guys for always coming out and watching these videos. It means more than you can ever imagine. So, thank you, guys. Togekiss, Duraludon. Okay. What do I want to do here? Interesting, because like both of these Pokemon are Pokemon that, you know, normally want to Dynamax. I'm thinking Tailwind, Parting Shot into Duraludon. Question here is if I want to call a Fake Out. We definitely need to set up Tailwind. Yeah, I actually want to Parting Shot into Duraludon to help my Togekiss survive for a little bit longer. By setting up Tailwind, we can also Parting Shot to get the free switch in into, like, Togekiss, and then we can have Venusaur next to Togekiss, and this Togekiss outspeeds. Wow, no Dynamax from either Pokemon. Okay, that was surprising. But I guess it makes sense if you're just going for Flash Cat. Wait. Okay, for a second I was like, why are you so slow? And then I realized Parting Shot goes off first because of the Tailwind, but I was like, what just happened? I wonder if Flash Cannon knocks us out then. Maybe not. And if not, that would actually be great, because then we can just Fake Tears Dynamax and start rolling through with Togekiss. Yep, it is just going to be Flash Cannon into Whimsicott. I don't care if this KOs, and yeah, it doesn't KO, but it's probably Dazzling Gleam. Yeah, okay. Okay. Crit on Whimsicott. Okay, no crit on Togekiss, but not ideal. I think Venusaur is probably the better switch in. Because what we can do is just go for Dynamax, Togekiss, Max Airstream, and Sludge Bomb. I mean, we could Dynamax Venusaur too, couldn't we? It's not a bad candidate to Dynamax the more I think about it. But the problem is that Max Ooze goes later, and Togekiss, I'm not sure, survives this turn. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to Dynamax here, Max Airstream, and Sludge Bomb into Togekiss. I don't even know if my opponent's Togekiss Dynamaxes, if we can get this knockout. We'll have to see. Conkeldurr is fine to see, though. Yeah, actually, even if you crit our Togekiss, we should be alright. I'm assuming my opponent's Togekiss Dynamaxes here. If they don't, I think that puts us in a phenomenal spot. I think if we get the crit with Max Airstream. I don't even know if crit Max Airstream and Sludge Bomb knocks out a Dynamax Togekiss, so maybe Dynamaxing our Venusaur was a better idea. Because I think that Togekiss should knock out Venusaur, and then we'd be playing like a 4v2, which isn't good. But they don't Dynamax Togekiss, which is really surprising. That's huge. That's really, really huge. We do get the crit there. Yeah, I think if the Togekiss Dynamax is there, we'd be kind of in an awkward spot, because you probably just click Max Airstream into Venusaur. But now we pick up a knockout. So that's good. But, I mean, this indicates to me that my opponent's probably going to try to Dynamax with the Duraludon. I don't think we saw a Life Orb, so it's most likely Assault Vest. So Duraludon could still kind of, you know, sweep through me, which makes a lot of sense. But we do have Sleep Powder. I don't like relying on it, but one play we could make right now, if Duraludon comes back in, is Max Guard Togekiss and Sleep Powder the Duraludon, which covers for the option of missing this first one too. And I think I actually, I guess the problem is Conkeldurr could just Ice Punch Venusaur. I might activate a Weakness Policy. And the other question is, without Life Orb, do you even KO us? I'm not sure. Let's see. Because I could see Conkeldurr protecting here as you Dynamax Duraludon and just try to knock out Togekiss. I don't think that play's worth it. Yeah, I'm just going to max Airstream. I mean, like, if I hit this, then Conkeldurr just faints. I mean, if I hit the Sleep Powder, then even if Conkeldurr protects, that's fine. And if I miss it, the worst case is I miss the Sleep Powder and Conkeldurr protects, and Flash Cat Max Steel Spike gets the KO, which I think it probably does. It'll be close. But, yeah. I don't know what I could have really led to have a better matchup against Togekiss Duraludon. It was just a good lead by my opponent. Yeah, okay, there's the Protect from Conkeldurr. So I think the Max Guard play would have worked out alright. But, like I said, if we hit this Sleep Powder, then this is also totally fine. Sleep is really good in this format. It's just, obviously, your options aren't super reliable. So we got a really speedy Venusaur now. See if we can connect with Sleep Powder. Sleep Powder does connect, yeah. I don't know, I think this was the, I mean, 75% of the time this works out. And even if, like, I miss that Sleep Powder, your Duraludon targets my Togekiss, which is, yeah. I mean, and then I can Sleep Powder again next turn. I just don't like to be in a position where I have to, like, rely on it necessarily. I'm just gonna Earth Power the Duraludon now and go for another Max Airstream. So my opponent went for the play I expected them to, but I don't know. Like, if I Max Guard Togekiss and I get Ice Punched into Venusaur, that's just really bad, because I think that Ice Punch probably just KOs us. But, of course, the thing with Sleep Powder is your accuracy is already pretty low, and then you're relying on, you know, multiple turns of sleep. Like, if Duraludon wakes up here, honestly, that's totally fine. I feel like, if anything, it's deserving. But we'll get an Earth Power off, so can't tell if it's Assault Vest. I want to say it is based off that, but I don't really know my Venusaur calcs. But we were lucky enough to get another turn of sleep, which I think honestly should secure the game up for us here. If we missed Sleep Powder, things would have definitely been a lot dicier, as Dracovish is my opponent's last one, but we're fast enough to outspeed everything at this point. Given it's not Life Orb or Weakness Policy Duraludon, I'm almost confident it's Assault Vest. I just don't know how much an Earth Power should be doing from Venusaur. But I'm just gonna double up onto Dracovish here with Dazzling Gleam and Giga Drain. That should get the knockout. Yeah, I mean, I'm doubling up on Dracovish because that really ever carries Protect. So I'd rather just get the guaranteed knockout on that, especially because we've gotten all these speed boosts. So I hope to, I mean, I think if Duraludon wakes up now, it doesn't really end up mattering. The other question is, I don't think it was ever going to get a one-hit KO onto Venusaur, so we had multiple opportunities to potentially land a Sleep Powder in this game. So Duraludon does wake up. It is going to go for a Max Steel Spike. This is obviously going to knock out Togekiss, but at this point I don't think he can win because Dynamax is over. So shows you how good Sleep Powder can be. But I don't know. Like, you never want to be in a position where you have to rely on it, and I think, like, even if we missed it, we still had a chance of winning, but I didn't like those odds a lot, mainly because my opponent would still have 2 more turns of Dynamax. I guess it would come down to whether I could hit, like, 1 of 2 Sleep Powders, and then how many turns of sleep you take there. The problem is also if I lose Togekiss, I guess my matchup against Dracovish is worse. But I guess I'd bring in Incineroar. No, I would probably lose, actually, to Dracovish. Plus, I mean, the question is whether Venusaur could pull out the end game. I'm not confident enough in it that I would have been able to do that. But now we can just fake out Earth Power. So this is where, yeah, Venusaur having access to Earth Power is really, really nice. One of the neat tricks that it gets in this game. And so I think, you know, this game demonstrates how good Sleep potentially can be. But once again, like, ideally you want to be in positions where you don't need to rely on it. And in this game, I think my opponent just had a pretty good lead, honestly. It took more damage than I really should have with my Togekiss. And maybe Dynamaxing Venusaur still could have been the call. I don't know. Like, my opponent could have Dynamaxed Togekiss, and if that happened, things would have been pretty dicey as well. So I'm trying to think what the most optimal lead from my end is against Togekiss and Duraludon. And we actually hit Master Ball tier from that, which is pretty hype. I played a couple games just before this for fun. This team is really fun, honestly. The creator of the team said, you know, he kind of just built it last second, threw in a bunch of Pokemon together. But there's definitely some pretty cool synergies, especially between, like, the Togekiss and the Venusaur. One thing we haven't done yet is manually set up Sun through Max Flare and then sweep through with Venusaur. So that's something I'd like to accomplish in today's episode. But yeah, in this game, that last one, I think everything worked out for us. But I do think maybe I could have considered going for the Max Guard play. But the thing is, if I go for the Max Guard play and I do hit the Sleep Powder, I effectively waste a turn of sleep there, right? So by not going for Max Guard, I get an extra attack off. But yeah, I don't know if I don't think I played that super optimally. Maybe Morpeko could have put in some work in that last one. I'm not sure. Alright, next game today, we're up against Venusaur, Incineroar, and Togekiss. So some similar stuff going on here. I think I'm definitely bringing my Togekiss, Venusaur, and Incineroar. I really want to bring Morpeko more, but today I don't think, or at least in this game, it doesn't feel like the best one for it. I wonder if my opponent leaves Incineroar on the bench because you don't want to activate competitive on my low deck. Plus, I don't have that many physical attackers, right? Like, what I'm worried about is Incineroar Togekiss lead, I guess, into Whimsicott. I feel like Incineroar Togekiss on my end is actually a pretty safe lead, too. Although, actually, that does lose to Dynamax Rotom. I'm probably going to go Whimsicott, Venusaur, Incineroar Togekiss. And maybe Dynamax Venusaur in this game. Like, Dynamax Venusaur is the star of this team, in my opinion. And it works out quite frequently. Okay, I'm going to go Incineroar Whimsicott. With Togekiss and Venusaur on the back. I just don't feel very comfortable leading Togekiss when my opponent can lead Excadrill potentially. Or Rotom Wash. So, with this lead, like, you're not Dynamaxing most of the time immediately, which also could work in your favor if your opponent chooses to Dynamax earlier on, and you're able to, like, weather the storm, basically, and stall out their Dynamax. So, yeah. Alright, let's see. I'm still not that happy about that last game, though. I don't know. Just didn't feel that great. Togekiss and Venusaur, okay. This actually could be a Dynamax Incineroar game. There's nothing stopping me from Tailwinding, but I have to worry about Sleep Powder for my opponent's end now. And if I Dynamax Incineroar, I'll actually set up the Sun, which might not be ideal. Could pave the way for Venusaur in the back, though. I mean, we could Fake Out here, too, right? Like, Fake Out into Venusaur and just Tailwind. Doesn't seem terrible. Yeah, that's not awful, I think. We'll see if the Venusaur chooses to Dynamax here. I'm expecting Togekiss. I think that makes more sense. But the thing is, with Tailwind, if you set up the Sun, like, by, for example, by Max Flaring Whimsicott, then my Venusaur can take advantage of that, and I can Dynamax Venusaur. And it is going to be Togekiss Dynamaxing my opponent's end, so I think I'll take that. Okay. So we break a potential Focus Sash, which is actually really a big deal on the opposing end, too. But good protect from my opponent's Venusaur. Nice play. Okay. The better play there, if I'm expecting a protect, then, is to go for Parting Shot into Togekiss. But I think I have to Fake Out there to play it safe. See if it's Max Flare. Nope, it's Max Airstream. Okay. Into Incineroar, actually. Huh. Well, this allows me to taunt the Venusaur, but it's actually a really cool play, I guess, because now what you can do is set up the Sun with, like, a Max Flare. I mean, we can Parting Shot. Actually don't know. This Venusaur doesn't have speed, so I don't know how fast my opponent is relative to me. If I had Moonblast here, I'd just double up on a Venusaur. But I don't. I like to taunt the Venusaur here, just so it can't Sleep Powder, I think. Yeah, I'm just gonna Flare Blitz Venusaur and taunt it, I think. Maybe Fake Tears and a Togekiss would have actually been better, because that paves the way for my special attackers in the back. But I don't want to deal with Sleep Powder right now. It might not be relevant currently, but it could be relevant for what's in the back, basically. Okay, so we survived that, which is nice. And that was a crit. So yeah, that's probably Skill Punch Togekiss. Problem is that Venusaur is pretty speedy now at +2. Nicely enough, though, we will eat our berry. And more importantly, like I said, unless he Earth Powers Incineroar here, which he totally could. But it is Sleep Powder. Okay, yeah, that's why I wanted to go for Taunt. Nice. So, like I said, this is a more passive lead, right? But what we're doing right now is just slowly stalling out our opponent's Dynamax, and once that ends, then we can kind of go ham with our Dynamax in the back. Problem is that my opponent can go for a third Max Airstream here into Whimsicott. Yeah, I'm gonna just try to knock out the Venusaur, and I'm just gonna go for a Fake Tears into the Togekiss. That Fake Tears sets up for my Togekiss and Venusaur in the back. So we might get a double, we might get double KO'd here, but that's honestly fine. He's gonna set up Max Flare, okay. Yeah. We might survive that, honestly. Yeah, without a crit, we survived that. Okay. I actually would have preferred to have gotten KO'd there, I think. Sludge Bomb comes out into Incineroar. Okay, yeah. So my opponent's at +2 speed. Sun is up. I think I bring out Togekiss. Yeah. I guess we could Dynamax Venusaur and eat up Air Slash, and that would activate Weakness Policy. Huh, that could be fun. I don't know how fast my opponent's Venusaur is here. So Sun's up. I mean, it's going to be faster for sure. Sorry. I don't know why I said that. Oh, actually, that was a misplay to bring out my Togekiss, I think. I mean, we can Dynamax here still. Tailwind's going to end here. Who does my opponent have in the back? I actually should have brought out Venusaur, I think. And just Dynamax Venusaur and knock out the Togekiss. It was a misplay for me to bring out Togekiss here on my end. I actually feel like I'm kind of forced to Dynamax this now then. I'm going to Dynamax Max Airstream Venusaur and protect the Whimsicott so I can set up another Tailwind next turn. The thing is, with normal Venusaur and Dynamax Togekiss, I still feel like I can win this game. I mean, Venusaur is probably going to Sludge Bomb me here. So I'm going to take a lot of damage from Sludge Bomb and Dazzling Gleam, but it shouldn't KO us. And then with another Tailwind up next turn, we'll have the speed advantage. But, like I said, it would have been better to just bring out Venusaur, Dynamax it, Fake Tears, Max Ooze to knock out Togekiss. And then I just think Dynamax Venusaur sweeps through. So, I'm not too happy about how I played today, but I think it's good to highlight these mistakes. So there's Sludge Bomb. That's not that much. Okay, no poison. Air Slash. Nice. Good read by my opponent, though, targeting around the Whimsicott. But I'm fine by that. Knock out the Venusaur. And like I said, with the passive lead, now I've taken Dynamax control, right? Which is actually a really big deal. But once again, I still think Dynamax Venusaur had a better late game against my opponent's Pokemon, mainly because of the Rotom and the X-Control that's probably in the back. But now I can just set up another Tailwind. My opponent's Togekiss is at -2 special defense, so any attack from my Togekiss should just knock it out. It's going to be Rotom coming in from my opponent. You can't even knock out Whimsicott here, so yeah, I'm actually content just going for... I don't want to set up Terrain in case I want to Sleep Powder, so yeah, Max Airstream into Togekiss, that should get the KO. Let me just double check. He's at +2 speed. We're at +1. Yeah, so we'll outspeed after Tailwind. And if you don't knock out Whimsicott, then I can just go for Fake Tears onto Rotom and Max Starfall into that next turn. So you can see... This is a pretty cool game of highlighting how stalling out your opponent's Dynamax can give you huge advantages later on in the game. So we're going to get Max Airstream off, and that knocks out Togekiss. Yep. And so, you know, Togekiss is taking out 2 knockouts. I get a crit there, but I don't think that one really mattered since we already had the Fake Tears onto it. Unless it was super bulky, but yeah. Rotom shouldn't be able to knock us out. He might go for a Nasty Plot, but it's just Thunderbolt. And as long as it doesn't paralyze us, we should be good. Even with the crit. Okay, no paralysis. Nice. That crit was scary, though. Makes things a little bit more difficult. See if it's Excadrill is my opponent's last one. It is, yeah. So this is what I was saying. Dynamax Venusaur would have been better for these two. I can still lose here. I can definitely still lose. But I think Venusaur should be able to win this. I actually have to call this turn correctly, though, on who protects. In fact, it might actually be more optimal to just Max Guard here with Togekiss to bait out a Protect from either Pokemon and go for a Fake Tears into Rotom. Because I've got the speed advantage right now. So, if I scout out for who protects this turn, I can double up into that slot next turn. And there's an Excadrill Protect, okay. Yeah. The problem is that Excadrill's probably Focus Sashed, right? Yeah. Could have made the hard read and just doubled up into Rotom there, to be honest, as well. What did my opponent have? Oh no, Venusaur was sashed. Sorry, Excadrill can't be sashed. That's actually a really big deal. We only have one more turn of Sun, though, which is problematic. But if we hit... the question is, I mean, I don't want to rely on hitting Fake Tears, or sorry, Heat Wave, but I think it might come down to that. He could also go for a double Protect, which I think he probably should. Oh. Well, Heat Wave and Sun might still just knock out Excadrill. Okay, nice play. First of all, let's see if we connect on Heat Wave. It missed something, didn't it? I missed Rotom, okay. Hit Excadrill, that's the more important one. Nice. Did that hang on with... Wow, literally just hung on with 1 HP naturally. We didn't get a crit there either, but is it Life Orb? It should be, right? Yeah, okay, nice. Yeah, so, I don't know. I don't think I played this game super optimally because I think Dynamax Venusaur just beat my opponent's team 4v1 once we stalled out my opponent's Dynamax, so I'm actually not really content about it, but it ended up being a relatively clean game. Still think it could have been better on my end, though, to be honest. Because the thing is, once you Dynamax Venusaur, you get a single Max Use off against that Togekiss. Like, it literally just one-shots everything from there. But, yeah, I can just Fake Tears Giga Drain. Ally Switch is cheeky, though. But, yeah, because we had Heat Wave and not Flamethrower, we were safe there. So, nice. Pick up another win there. And, just going to keep trucking on with this team. I'd really like to Dynamax more Pico. So, maybe I'm going to just try to bring it in this third game no matter what we're going up against. Because that would be really fun. Yeah, I think, one trend that you now see is, at least from what I've seen, especially at like the Oceania International Championships, one thing that like I think really good players do is not necessarily Dynamax immediately, which kind of was the trend earlier on in this format, or in this metagame. So by conserving your Dynamax, if you lead something more passive like Whimsicott Arcanine, Meowstic Arcanine, Meowstic Incineroar, you know, these things that or just that are more passive and you're able to like weather the storm, then you can really just sweep through with Dynamax once your opponent runs out. It is really a Venusaur meta, it feels like my opponent also has a Venusaur here. It's a Trick Room team, though, with Venusaur, which is interesting. I feel like the old version of this team was you just have Charizard over Venusaur. Okay. How do we deal with Trick Room? Is this a more Pico game? I just want to Dynamax this thing once. I don't think it's a more Pico game. I mean, it does get Max Darkness. After after its ability, but I don't think that's optimal. What the heck do I do here? Venusaur looks... I mean, it's Trick Room that's scary, right? So I'm bringing in my Lodic. I need my Lodic to beat Trick Room. I think I'm bringing my Lodic, Venusaur, and Incineroar. We do have Taunt on Whimsicott. Okay, one thing that could low-key be kind of sick is Togekiss and Incineroar for Helping Hand Dynamax Max Darkness. You know what, I'm just going to bring that. The fact that we can even do that as a play, I think, is kind of cool. This might not be super optimal, but YOLO. I think more Pico here doesn't feel that great. And it's probably the odd member out on this team. The creator of the team kind of said, yeah, I just threw it on. But I want to feature it because I think it definitely has a spot. And it would be good against, like, Togekisses, too. You know, like a Dynamax Morpeko going for Max Lightning could do a lot of work. It's going to be Togekiss and Dusclops. Okay. Well, I think we probably won't be able to go for the Helping Hand Dynamax Max Darkness, because I think Togekiss here probably goes for Follow Me. You go for Follow Me, what do we do? I mean, we could just, like, this is pretty passive, right, for the most part? Unless you Dynamax Togekiss immediately, which you could do, but I'm thinking of Dazzling Gleam Parting Shot into Togekiss. The problem is that if this is a critical hit Togekiss, which it totally could be, it does have a pretty good matchup against everything we've brought. I just don't want to Dynamax turn 1. I think I'm going to actually Dazzling Gleam and Parting Shot here. Especially because my opponent's team is, you know, more Trick Room oriented. Wow, no Follow Me. We could have gone for the Helping Hand play, wow. Oh, that would have been sick. Looks like it's crit Togekiss on my opponent's end too, so this Parting Shot won't really help out too much. Okay. We get a crit on the Dusclops. No crit on the Togekiss. Their Togekiss is faster, though, which is interesting. So if Trick Room goes up, that is actually beneficial for us. I want to bring the Milotic here. Yeah, especially if you've got Dusclops, Rhyperior, Rhyperior, Torkoal in the back. Dynamax Milotic actually could be the play here. And there's Trick Room, so it's actually not too bad for us. I don't think I'm going to Dynamax this turn quite yet. Honestly, I think I'm just going to Dazzling Gleam and Scald. Yeah. The thing is, you don't do that much damage with what Pokemon you have in the back here right now, right? Yeah, so you just go for Follow Me. But if you bring out Rhyperior... Oh, Gravity. Okay, so it's like the Gravnosis stuff that we saw with the Gothitelle Dusclops combo. That was used at the very first regionals. And it's pretty cool. You have, you know, Hypnosis on Gothitelle. Wow, we managed to crit the Dusclops, but not the Togekiss. But, I mean, I'll take that. That's one turn of Trick Room down, and now it's in KO range from just the Dazzling Gleam. Yeah, I'm just going to click Dazzling Gleam here. I might recover. I think Scalding here is fine, too. Yeah. Actually, Scalding the Togekiss slot is better because it covers the option of it switching out, but it doesn't switch out. So, I mean, yeah, this is the thing, right? Like, my opponent led Dusclops Togekiss. What does that really do offensively? You get Trick Room up, but that's already 2 turns of Trick Room down. Now, if you bring in Rhyperior, if you go for the Bulldoze, I'll get the competitive boost, and I can just switch out into Incineroar for Intimidate, so I can... I'm pretty sure I should survive a +1 Max Rock Fall or Max Ground. Oh, especially Dynamax Milotic, yeah. It's not even a question. Actually, never mind. You won't even be able to do that if I just KO you with Scald here. Okay. So we go up 4-2. Neither of us have Dynamax yet, but we've got Incineroar, which obviously is a great matchup against Rhyperior for the Intimidate. You might not even be able to activate your own weakness policy now, so I'll take that. Looks like Torkoal. Yeah. That was just a guess based off its name and Rhyperior. Okay. Who do you Dynamax here? Who do I Dynamax too? See, we have 2 turns of Trick Room to stall out. I think going into Incineroar this turn and just protecting Milotic is fine. Worst comes to worst, you go for Dynamax Torkoal and Max Grass Me, but then I can just switch out Milotic and stall out the Dynamax. We still have to play this properly, so I'm gonna switch out the Incineroar, or switch in Incineroar, because I'm not doing anything right now with Togekiss. And waiting for a helping hand could be good in this late game. But I'm actually leaning towards Dynamaxing on Milotic in this endgame, I think. Let's see. Either way, getting an Intimidate off against Rhyperior is good, especially if he chooses to actually Dynamax Rhyperior, which totally could be the case. That ball makes me think it is. I never pay attention to what balls the Pokemon actually come out in, so I'm never sure what it is, but it is Rhyperior, okay. So this is good, because what we can do now is stall out Trick Room. So in this next turn, I'm just going to switch out Milotic, and then Dynamax Milotic I think should win this game 2v1 against Rhyperior and Torkoal. So, yeah. We're going to get the Protect off. Just Eruption, okay, that's fine. We just need to, you know, stall out the Dynamax now, basically, on my opponent's end. And if my opponent doesn't target down the Incineroar slot here, we actually get a Fake Out into the Torkoal, which is sick, too. It's going to be Max Quake, so let's see who it's targeting. Nice play there, covering the Switch Out option. So that was actually an excellent play by my opponent, predicting, you know, that covers a Milotic Protect there as well. So that was actually a really good play, because I don't have Protect on either Pokemon. Do we just Dynamax Milotic outright here, then? No, because I still have to worry about Solar Beam, don't I? Yeah, this is where having Follow Me would help with Togekiss. Alas, we don't. I mean, Tailwind ends after this turn. I really do think Milotic wins 2v1, so even if we lose both Pokemon here, it's not the end of the world. I guess actually I'll just bring out Venusaur. That shouldn't survive an Eruption. I think I actually just sacrificed both Pokemon. Unfortunately, I don't have a Protect on Venusaur or Togekiss. I just don't think my opponent can win against Milotic in the late game. Because it's going to be like... wait, sorry, what did I do? I didn't want to switch this out. I'll just go for a Sleep Powder. It doesn't really matter. If anything, you should put the Rhyperior to sleep. And I'll switch out Milotic. And since Torkoal should outspeed the Rhyperior, ideally Eruption just double KOs us. And then you don't even get a boost from Rhyperior. And then Dynamax ends, we bring in Milotic, we go for Max Geyser. It'll still be close, I guess, because we've only, like, Rhyperior still has one more turn of Dynamax. So, actually, like, that single play that my opponent made, I maybe should have just Dynamaxed Milotic immediately. I gotta think about that. That might have actually been a pretty big misplay. But I didn't want to take a Solar Beam and a Max Overgrowth. Sorry, Solar Beam and a Max Quake. And I know I have Recover on this thing too, right? So... I'm actually wondering if it's more optimal to Protect here instead of just... How many turns of Sun are left? Let me check that too. Still 3. The reason I'd want to Protect is so that Dynamax ends and then I can click Recover. But I think it's better just to go for Max Geyser here. Yeah. Alright, so we'll see. I mean, it's gonna be... We're not knocking out Torkoal here. Torkoal shouldn't do much damage to us after this turn, but the thing is that Rhyperior will have gotten multiple boosts. So, I'm actually not sure I played this endgame perfectly well. Like, I was confident in Milotic being able to pull a 2v1, but maybe I got a little too confident. The leftovers basically negates the Sun, though, and we'll get rid of the Sun, or sorry, the Burn. Alright, so we'll go for Max Geyser. Dynamax Milotic is beautiful, by the way. Or just regular Milotic is such a cool Pokemon. Yeah, so that gets rid of the Sun. Should be able to take Eruption or a Solar Beam. And Max Quake decently fine. But maybe, once again, I'm underestimating... Oh my god, wait, that did so much damage. Yeah, I was like, there's no way you do that much normally. That actually might lose us the game. Oh, that's cool. That was actually really cool. Self-clear Smog. I really like that play. That's cool. That might... Oh, man. Does a Max Geyser knock out Rhyperior here in Rain? That's my question. I mean, Torkoal's not an offensive threat at all. It's not going to do any damage. It's +2 special defense on Rhyperior, so I'm thinking no. Oh, he clear smogged his own special defense boosts. Wait, we can just Max Geyser Rhyperior then, right? This should KO, right? It's Rain, it's Dynamax, it's Max Geyser. Oh, that was almost a big brain play. I don't know if Rhyperior can survive if you're at +2. Wow. Wow, that was crazy. Yeah, I figured Milotic could pull this off, and I was like, without the crit, even if with the clear smog, I thought we were fine. The crit was what really scared me. But fortunately, Dynamax Milotic pulled it off. So yeah, shows you the flexibility too, right? Like, in this game, on paper, a lot of good Pokemon look like Dynamax candidates. Honestly, Dynamax and Incineroar I still think could have been alright. But yeah, it shows you once again the power of why like Rhyperior is so strong under Trick Room and combined next to Torkoal. Like, you just have so much heavy offense coming and like dishing out so much damage consistently. But Dynamax Milotic comes through for us, and we are able to rack up a couple of wins here. So no more Pico today, unfortunately, once again, but I feel like we featured all the other members of this team pretty well. So, well, maybe we'll play one more episode with it tomorrow. I'll see what people say in the comments below if you guys want to maybe have faith in more Pico and want to see it and think maybe one more episode will be it for it. Let me know in the comments below. But guys, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you so much to the creator of this team once again. You can find him on Twitter, linked in the description below, as well as a thread on Reddit containing the rental code and a showdown export. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. It's so nice to let so many people tune into yesterday's episode. I'm just really excited for this brand new series of VGC 2020. So yeah, let me know for the question of the day how different you think Series 3 will be. I think it's going to be drastically different from Series 2 and 1, mainly because of Incineroar, Venusaur, Lapras. I don't think, like, you know, just a couple of big Pokemon can really shake up how, like, the top of the metagame looks like. So that's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. All right, peace.